Continuing now with Donald Trump's quest to become president. Last Saturday in Georgia, he said this when asked about his popularity.
Personally, what's the secret of my popularity? Honestly, it's my looks. I'm very handsome. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
Rejoining us now from his headquarters in New York City, Donald Trump. That's from the Joe Namath playbook, is it not?
Well, we're just having fun. The question was asked, why are you doing so well? And I just sort of thought that would be fun. Every once in a while, we can have a little bit of fun.
I loved it. I think that's what separates you from the other people. Now, Ben Carson, the latest Fox News poll out yesterday. He's right on your heels. I think it's 24-23. You're beating him. Would you vote for Ben Carson for president if you weren't in the race? Would you support him?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Good man. He's been very nice to me, very respectful and nice, and I've also been very nice to him. We have so far gotten along very well. Every once in a while, I want him to say something bad so I can go after him, but he's been so nice, I can't do that. Very hard.
If it comes down to, after the CNBC debate in a couple of weeks, the field's going to winnow. I'm not going to say who I think is going to be in the top five, but it would probably be five guys, and Carly Fiorina, I think she'll make the cut. Then it'll become more back and forth because you have to best your competitors. So what's Ben Carson's weakness?
Well, it's a lack of experience. He is experienced in certain things, but certainly in terms of negotiating with China and all of these countries that have been ripping us off for so many years, they're just ripping us so badly, you have no idea. You have no idea even, Bill. And I am the best at that. I deal with them all the time. I've beaten them so many times in terms of private enterprise. Right upstairs, we have people, the biggest banks in the world, in this building from China. That's what I do. I mean, I do that. That's what I do for a living, and I do great with it. And Ben doesn't have that kind of experience.
Okay.
And by the way, unless you turn things around from a trade standpoint and all of those deals, this country is going to go down, Bill, because we're losing a fortune.
Your unfavorable rating is high, highest of all the Republican candidates, about 50% in some polls. Do you have a plan to bring that down, to make people like you more? Do you have a plan?
Well, I also are number one in leadership by far, by a factor of 2 and 3, if you saw that poll that just came out. And some people don't love me, but I get the highest marks in leadership. I get by far the highest marks on the economy. You know, there's some pretty important categories.
I understand that, but
if
just
you go
the people.
Up to New Hampshire,
are you worried about the people who don't? Are you going to try to persuade them to like you? And if so, how are you going to do that?
Well, every place I go where I spend time, New Hampshire, Iowa, South Carolina, you saw those polls come out today. They're phenomenal, not only leading by 20 and 25 points, but I do very well in favorability. So where they get to know me, where they, come for speeches and we all get to know each other, I do very well in the favorability.
So it's
but
retail
I haven't been able to do that nationwide yet, but that's happening.
Now,
I think we'll be able to do it. I think leadership is very important. I think the leadership poll is the most important, to be honest. And on that, I'm double digits ahead of everyone else. In fact, 2 or 3 times in some cases ahead of everybody else. And I think leadership today is going to be really the most important thing.
Okay. Now, you are well aware that some people feel that you're an entertainer and not a serious candidate. Saturday Night Live has gotten you now signed on to come over to do a show in November. And Hispanics are real mad now at NBC. They don't want you to host the show. Any reaction to that?
No reaction at all. I mean, I think you saw the poll in Nevada where I'm leading with Hispanics. I'm doing very well with Hispanics. I think I'll win with Hispanics, which will surprise a lot of people.
What makes you feel that way? What about your message is going to make Hispanic Americans vote for you?
Because I'm bringing back jobs to this country. I'm taking it away from China and Japan and everybody else, and they know. Plus, I have tens of thousands over the years of Hispanics, Mexicans, Hispanics working for me. I have thousands of them right now working for me, and believe me, they like me a lot. They're doing great. They're making great salaries. They like me very much. And, the radio hosts in New York, the Hispanic, they say they really like Trump. And I think I'm going to win that vote.
El Trump, muy bien. Saturday Night Live, what if they start mocking you? I mean, they're definitely going to do the hair deal. If I were you, I'd wear your hat on that show, the whole show. so they couldn't get the hair.
Well, you know, I actually hosted it 10 years ago, and Lorne Michaels called me up the other day. He said, I'd love to have you host, and I agreed to it because it's an honor. I did 60 Minutes last week. That was an honor. My stablemate was Vladimir Putin, and we did very well.
Yeah.
That was the highest rating in a long time, and I think Saturday Night Live will be a lot of fun.
But never forget, the biggest honor in your life is being on The Factor. Can't forget that.
That is true. There's no question about it. Number one.
Donald Trump,
That's
everyone.
True.
Thank you very much, as always.